The kingdom of Idoma had grown quiet, too quiet. Once, laughter floated through the courtyards and the clanging of pestles from evening cooking echoed across compounds. But now, the land moved with a strange heaviness, as though the soil itself waited for a prophecy to unfold. King Oche woke every day with the same weight sitting on his chest. No son, no heir, no future. The story of Oche's pride, her barrenness, and her humiliating departure still lingered in the palace like a bad smell that refused to fade. The elders rarely spoke of her, but whenever they glanced at the king, their eyes carried the same silent question: what next? And now, the answer was coming. Across the kingdom lived a powerful family known as the Enenche lineage, a family with 7 strong sons and only one daughter, the last born named Ene. Her father was known for strength, honor, and spiritual purity. The whole land believed that no womb in the family could produce anything short of greatness. When the elders mentioned the Enenche family as the next choice, the drums of hope began to beat again inside the heart of King Oche. They have 7 sons already, the council whispered. Even their daughters will bring male children. Others added, let the king go there. Oche agreed. He traveled with chiefs, title holders, warriors, and royal drummers who beat the ancient sound of acceptance. The Enenche household welcomed him with humility. They brought out their only daughter, Ene, a slender, calm, soft-spoken virgin. She was not as radiant as Oche, not as poised as Ehi, not as gentle as Ochanya, but she had something the others lacked: a quiet spirit, a humble spirit with strong strength, a heart without pride. Her father spoke gently to the king. My daughter will not compete in your palace. She will not boast. She has seen what pride did to Oche. Ene will do only what a wife must do: honor her husband and bear children. The king nodded, his heart throbbing with hope. Ene entered the palace with no noise, no arrogance, no gold-studded ornaments. She walked quietly with lowered eyes as though afraid the walls themselves might judge her. The other wives watched her with mixed feelings, some pitying her, some hopeful, some silently bracing for the storm that always follows new brides. Barely 1 month after entering the palace, Ene conceived. The entire kingdom erupted. Women danced in the market square. Warriors fired arrows in the sky in celebration. Drums thundered louder than during coronation nights. The elders declared, this is the wife chosen by the gods. Ene glowed with happiness. Oche walked around the palace with the shoulder of a king reborn. Every dawn, he placed his hand on her stomach. Grow, my son, he whispered. Grow. But fate had a cruel way of twisting hopes. In the 7th month, catastrophes arrived like a thief in the night. Ene went into early labor. The palace shook with panic. The midwife screamed prayers. Oche paced the corridor like a madman. Then the cry came. No wail of a new baby. No wail of a newborn. Only the flat, painful voice of the head midwife. The child, a boy, was born dead. Oche staggered and fell to his knees. The palace froze. Even the air seemed to stop. Word spread across the kingdom faster than the wind. A baby boy but lifeless. Ene screamed until her voice broke. Her father arrived and sobbed openly like a child, beating his chest, asking the heavens what sin he had committed. Oche locked himself in his chambers for 3 days. He refused food, he refused prayers, he refused counsel. The kingdom mourned as though the crown prince himself had lived and died. After 1 week, Oche finally came out, but his eyes were empty, lifeless like a man who had tasted the bitterness of destiny. 3 weeks later, Ene conceived again. Whisper floated around. Maybe the gods changed their minds. This time will be different. Ene will redeem the palace. But on the 5th week, she miscarried. The blood flowed like a river that refused to stop, and so did her tears. That night, she clung to Oche's feet. "Forgive me, I have failed you." Oche pulled his leg away gently. "It is not you, it is my destiny." The miscarriage shook the Enenche's lineage to the core. Their once both father stopped speaking loudly. Ene stopped smiling completely. And worst of all, she never conceived again. No herbs helped, no sacrifices worked, no priest would explain it. Ene had become like a tree that blossomed once and then withered forever. The day the palace priest announced that Ene's womb had shut permanently, the king broke in a way that the kingdom had never seen. He stumbled into the elders' council meeting and asked, "Can my first daughter continue the lineage? Can a woman sit on the throne in my place?" The elders gasped so loudly the window trembled. "Abomination! Unheard of! Do you want to destroy the royal bloodline? A woman cannot be king in Idoma." They shouted until Oche felt his earring, humiliated, angry, defeated. He left them, slamming the council's door so hard it cracked. That night, Oche made a vow. Any woman who entered this palace and fails to give me a son will regret it. His heart had turned into something else, something raw, sharp, dangerous. The kingdom began to whisper. The king is changing. He no longer smiles. He talks like a man possessed. He is becoming like his father's shadow. But even they did not know how far darkness would push him. One stormy evening, Oche summoned Ene. She came trembling, wrapped in silence, her eyes swollen from the day of crying. He looked at her, not with love, not with pity, but with a coldness that cut deeper than despair. "You failed me," he said. "My king, I tried. Silence!" He raised his hand. 2 guards came from behind and held her arms. Ene began to scream, "Oche, my husband, what have I done?" He removed the royal bracelet he once placed on her wrist during their marriage ceremony, a symbol of honor, a symbol of belonging, a symbol of future. He threw it to the floor. "You are no longer a wife of Idoma," he declared. The entire palace gasped. Removing the royal bracelet in public was a curse, a humiliation meant only for traitors. Women wailed, men shook their heads. Ene collapsed, crying like a dying bird. The Enenche family heard of the disgrace and vowed never to forgive King Oche. A silent war began that night. The kingdom trembled. Some said the king had gone mad. Some said the gods had abandoned him. Some said his desperation for his son had turned into a monster. But one thing became clear. The king had crossed a line that could never be crossed. The next morning, the elders stood before the king. They bowed deeply, speaking with voices heavy with fear. "My king, the throne is empty of a male heir. The kingdom grows restless. Say what you have to say." Oche murmured, his voice hollowed. They swallowed hard. "Take a 5th wife." "From where?" the king asked. They exchanged anxious glances. There's only one family left, a lineage of powerful, of ancient blood, of unspoken fertility. They paused. the daughter of the greatest herbalist and chief priest in all of Africa. The room fell silent. A daughter of the great priest, a woman whose womb was rumored to be blessed from birth, a lineage feared by kings and gods alike. Oche's eye darkened. Will he obey the elders, or will his growing bitterness push him into rebellion? No one knew, not even Oche. Kindly watch out for part 5 of this story, as the story unveils if the woman he will eventually marry be given a birth, a male child. Kindly subscribe, like, follow and comment. Thank you.